Welcome to KeepItReal Studios, the only channel on YouTube that keeps it real. An event, action, or object that clearly shows or embodies something, especially a theory or an abstract idea. Manifestation. This is something that Ilia Topuria utilized on the events leading up to UFC 298. For those who missed UFC 298, Ilia Topuria knocked out Alexander Volkanovski in the second round to become the 5th featherweight champion of the world. And this is something that Ilia Topuria has been saying he was going to do all along, and a lot of people were actually doubting him and poking fun of him. A lot of people said it was fake confidence. A lot of people saying that he could never do it. A lot of people would call him a wannabe Conor McGregor, and he's actually proved all the haters and doubters wrong. Even a lot of fighters were kind of doubted him. You know, Max Holloway was poking fun at him, but Ilia did something that Max Holloway couldn't do in 3 fights. Ilia did something that the pound for pound fighter, the lightweight champion of the world, took 2 fights to do, and he just took 1 fight to do it. Okay, now before I get started on the main topic of the video, I first have to talk about some of the takeaways I took away from the Alexander Volkanovski and Ilia Topuria fight. And one of them is, put some respect on Josh Emmett's name, man. Do you see how easily Ilia Topuria just stomped Alexander Volkanovski like that? Now you gotta put some respect on Josh Emmett's name, bro. I feel like Josh Emmett is super underrated in the featherweight division. I know he has had a couple losses that kind of stained him, but I don't know, with the comeback he did with Bryce Mitchell and how he just fought Ilia Topuria and like just went to the dirt, man. That was actually an insane fight. I'll suggest you guys actually go rewatch that fight, because man, Josh Emmett went through a lot, so put some respect on his name. Another takeaway I got from this fight is that Conor McGregor's legacy will never die, because I feel like nowadays a lot of people like to actually clown on him, call him a cokehead, you know, call him useless, say he's washed up, he shouldn't even be fighting anymore. But Conor McGregor's legacy is crazy. A lot of people still bring him up, man. Even just leading up to this whole fight, the whole fight week, everyone was just referencing Conor versus Aldo. Everyone always talks about him. Even in the post-fight interview, Ilia Topuria mentioned Conor McGregor, and a lot of people in the UFC actually talk about Conor McGregor, man. You know, to this day, you see Justin Gaethje talks about him. Michael Chandler still running in circles trying to get a fight with him. Even Charles Oliveira called him out that one time. A lot of people talk about Conor McGregor. I feel like a lot of fighters like to hate on him, but like at the same time, they still love him at the same time. It's a weird thing. For me, I believe the UFC wouldn't be where it's at without Conor McGregor. Okay, so now on to the main topic of this video. So what is next for Alexander Volkanovski? But before I even get started, man, can I just say shout out to Alexander Volkanovski for being a great champion. I feel like nowadays in the UFC, a lot of champions are kind of whack and they barely fight. Alexander Volkanovski and Usman are the true embodiments of what it is to be a champion. They're very dominant, they have a strong mindset, and they're very consistent. They're always willing to take on anybody. Like, look throughout Volkanovski's championship defenses, man. The trilogy with Max, with him stepping up against and fighting Yair. I believe that Volkanovski, man, he's the GOAT. He's the featherweight GOAT, man.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
And it's truly an end of an era, so I just kind of want to thank Volkanovski just for a great championship run. For me, right now, I've been seeing a lot of people talking about how Volkanovski should retire. He should hang up his gloves, how he's just old man Volk. He's reached 35, he's out of his prime. For me, I don't really buy into that too much. I feel like Volk still has a solid couple more years in this industry. I believe the best thing for Volk right now is to just take a nice long break. I believe that Volk should just recover and spend time with his new daughter, enjoy his family, you know, do that little cooking show that he has on his YouTube channel. Because if you look at it, Volk has gotten knocked out twice back to back in a 4-month span. He got kicked in the head by Islam, and it got KO'd by Ilia Topuria. The best thing for him to do right now is just to let his mind recover, you know, let his brain recover, let him kind of look at things, look at what he wants to do, see if he still loves the sport or not, and just take a nice long break and actually let him rest. Because I feel like even getting KO'd by Islam, I feel like he even rushed into this Ilia Topuria fight too early. I believe this fight could have happened somewhere around in June, actually. I believe this fight shouldn't have happened so soon. I believe he should have taken more of a break recovering from the kick by Islam. In the post-fight interview, Volkanovski was talking about how he wanted a rematch in Spain, and in the post-fight interview, Ilia Topuria was talking about how Volkanovski he's a nice person, but he's trying to move on, that he's not really too interested in giving him a rematch.
I believe he deserves a rematch with you at some point.
So he's such a good person, you know, and to be honest, at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm going to give him the rematch because he's a good person, but at the same time, it's time to move on. It's time to clean up a little bit the division, you know. It's time for the new generation to have new challenges, new faces. And I think I will be looking for that. But to be honest, my job it's to fight. Whoever they're going to tell me I have to face and fight next, I will be there, so... That's it.
I believe that Volkanovski deserves a rematch. As all he has done as champion and all he's done for the UFC, you have to remember, Islam was supposed to fight Oliveira at 294. Then Oliveira got injured and Volkanovski stepped up and saved that card. Volkanovski has done more stuff, not even just as a champion, but just as a fighter for the whole UFC organization. Although I do believe Ilya is still going to win. I believe that Volkanovski has every right. He's done a lot as the champion to get that rematch. Okay, now the last thing that I believe Alexander Volkanovski can do is actually move on to the 155-pound division. This is actually something Volkanovski has actually mentioned numerous of times that he's interested in doing.
If it's not, do you see yourself kind of going back and forth between weight classes again?
After I get the belt back, after the rematch, we'll bounce between the two, yes.
Which is something I believe he shouldn't do. I believe he should just stick to 155. I believe that's just easier for him to have a weight cut in, and also 155, there's a lot of names that he could go up against, you know. He has the names like Dustin Poirier, he has Charles Oliveira, he has Michael Chandler, he has Justin Gaethje. And, you know, those are some fun little matchups, you know, and those are some matchups that can actually generate a lot of money for Volkanovski. And I believe that's kind of the best thing Volk can actually really do at this point. Instead of him trying to chase contenders, you know, prospects, I believe the best thing he can do is just fight the big names, you know, make the most money. And I believe Volkanovski kind of has a chance against some of those fighters that I've mentioned, especially a person like Michael Chandler and Dustin Poirier. But that's basically all the things I believe that Volkanovski can be doing right now and what he should be doing. But I believe the most important one of them all is to just rest and recover, because 2 KO losses back to back is not a good thing at all. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think Volkanovski should retire? Do you think he should stay in 145? Do you think he should get that rematch? Do you think he should move on to 55? What do you want to see Volkanovski do? Just keep it down in the comments below. Thank you so much. Have a great day and always keep it real.